All right, let's wait for the rest to join us. Let's wait for more people to join us. Great, great. I have absolutely no words. I'm so sorry. We had issues. We had issues with the. We had several issues with the. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you so much for joining in here. We had so many issues with Google Meet. I'm waiting for the rest to come in. We're trying to send mails to as many people as possible to push them over here. I really apologize on behalf of myself and my team. This is totally uncharacteristic. We don't know what we did to Google. We are having restrictions on how to. Oh my God, so many mails we're getting. A lot of people are trying to get in, and they're unable to. Hi everyone, thank you so much. If you can hear me loud and clear, kindly type in the comment section and let me know you can hear me. We're trying to get as many more people as possible. We're trying to see how amazing. Thank you so much, everyone. Please bear with me. You absolutely have no idea how long my team have been working on this, and there are tons whatsoever, and then we're told that it can only. We're so sorry. We're so sorry. We're trying to. So if you can share this YouTube link to as many people as possible, will really help. Thank you so much, everyone. It will mean the world. Thank you so much. Oh my God. For context, over 2,000 people signed up for this webinar. Over 2,000 people signed up for this webinar. I'm going to start at exactly 7:30. We're starting at exactly 7:30. Just want to make sure that as many people as possible come up here before I begin. Thank you guys so much for your patience. I really apologize once again. Thank you. My team are working so tirelessly to ensure this never repeats itself. I don't know. I'm so sorry. You can still hear me loud and clear. Kindly just hang in for the next few minutes. We'll begin at exactly 7:30. We're trying to get as many people as possible, those who are currently on the Google Meet, to join us up here on YouTube. Thank you so much. And while doing so, it's a good time to, request that you click on the subscribe button to ensure that you make the most of today. Thank you so much. I'm not going anywhere, so you're going to keep on seeing my face. Someone said the sound is cracking. Could that be from me, or could it be or could the issue be from you? Amazing. Thank you very much, everyone. I really want to apologize again. You have my word. We're going to start off by 7:30. When we're up to 300 people, I'm starting immediately. For context, 2,000 people signed up for this particular webinar, and I think it's going to be great injustice to, leave people out of all of this. So I really apologize, guys. Don't worry, I got you. We're gonna have so much value, and I love every single person. Thank you so much. We're starting off in a bit.
am a mountain, I am a tall tree, oh, I am a swift wind, sweeping the country. I am a river down in the valley, oh, I am a vision, and I can see clearly. Yeah. Just stand up tall in the face and say, I'm that star up in the sky, I'm that mountain peak up high. Hey, I made it, I'm the world's greatest, and I'm that little bit of hope. When my back's against the ropes, I can feel it, I'm the world's greatest. The world's greatest, the world's greatest. I am a giant, I am an eagle, oh, I am a lion down in the jungle. I am a marching band, I am the people, oh, I am a helping hand, I am a hero. If anybody asks you who I am, just stand up tall, look them in the face and say, I'm that star up in the sky, I'm that mountain peak up high. Hey, I made it, I'm the world's greatest, and I'm that little bit of hope. When my back's against the ropes, I can feel it, I'm the world's greatest. In the ring of life, I'll reign love, I will reign, and the world will notice my king. Oh yeah, yeah. Star, oh, shine a light, and rivers of success will in me. I'm that star up in the sky, I'm that mountain peak up high. That I made it, I'm the world's greatest. I'm that little bit, I'm that little bit. Feeling I'm the world's greatest. Whoa, I'm that star up in the sky. Oh, yes, I am. I done made it. And I'm that little bit of hope, yeah. Oh, when my back's against the wall, I can feel I'm the world's greatest. I'm so delighted. I'm that star up in the sky. At the end of the rainbow, world's greatest. Rainbow's right there. That little beautiful, yeah. It used to be locked doors. Now I can just walk. I'm the world's greatest. It's the greatest. Can you feel it? Say the greatest, yeah. Can you feel it? Yeah. I saw the light at the end of the tunnel. Rainbow, and it was right there. You pulled me through, yeah. It used to be like doors. Now I can just walk on through. Hey, it's the greatest. I'm that star up in the sky. I'm that star up in the sky. Oh, hey, I made it. I made it, y'all. Greatest. I'm that little bit of hope when my back's against the ropes. I can feel it. I'm the world's greatest.
All right, hi everyone. Thank you so much. Yes, I'd like for us to actually stick with YouTube. We're trying, the team is really working so hard to reach people on other platforms, and I'm trying to send these links right away. The YouTube link for people to join live, the same link through which you received. So kindly leave Google Meet. Yes, please leave Google Meet. Thank you so much. The team is also working as fast as they can around the clock to ensure that we send the link to as many people's mails as possible. Once again, I really apologize. We're going to kick off in a couple of minutes, but I do not want to have the people on Google Meet not be able to join us from the beginning. So please, I crave your indulgence. Kindly be patient. What a day we've had. The team have worked so hard. They even had to create multiple accounts, and this is happening. We have that 100 people restriction. We were told we had no limits, but now we're having restrictions. I really apologize. They're joining now. We've posted, and people are joining us now. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm live, don't worry, you can hear me. I wasn't talking yet. I had muted deliberately to make sure that people can wait and hear me. Good, the numbers are going back up. Thank you very much. I get the 250 people and we begin immediately, or we wait till 300. I'm so sorry. People are still messaging us and we're really trying to correct this. But kindly let your friends know that we're live here on YouTube and we're going to make the most of our time. Yes, guys, I'm told it's logging you out. I'm still getting private messages and even messages online in my DMs. Could you kindly help share this link with as many people as you currently can? Please, guys, I really apologize. It will hold though successfully in Jesus' name. Oh yes, guys, I actually am tired. You have no idea. It's been quite an eventful past few days. And I think I owe you guys some gist as to what exactly happened with my account. You won't believe what happened. So on Monday last week, the 23rd of December, I'm just scrolling on my Instagram in the morning, trying to do one or two things. I want to make a post, and then the team was supposed to work. And all of a sudden, we just got logged out. What exactly was the problem? We had no idea. It wasn't just my personal page, but pages belonging to about 4 of my businesses. You can imagine how crazy that was. Now, for context, I'm not joking when I say what pained me was not my page. I love you guys so much, and you know that. So obviously, my page pained me, but many other things pained me because my business accounts were at the verge of making sales, discussing with customers, closing deals in 7 figures. I'm talking millions here. And some of the pages got locked out and customers were literally left in the dark. So imagine. And I own about 2 different food brands. And those food brands were actually at the verge of closing Christmas sales deals. And all of these things happened at the same time. So imagine how distraught I was. It was terrible. Like super, 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 super terrible. But we thank God. We thank God for his mercies. Thank God for grace. I did not panic, me or fall. And then I stood on my assignment, and we had to reach out to recovery specialists, pay through my nose. And finally, thankfully, the Olushola page is back, as you guys can see, and we're celebrating now. But the other pages, no. So it's crazy. The other pages are still having issues, and we still haven't been able to get the other pages back. All right, guys, we're starting off in a bit. Countdown to 300 people joining us live, and we begin. Trust me, it's going to be worth your while. We're going to have so much fire and so much enthusiasm today. Trust me, guys, we're in for so much. So much. So kindly stay glued, and we're going to have a super great time. I think while waiting for that, I should give you guys one bubbly sound that should get everybody in their groove.
If you know, you know.
307, come on.
Now you know. Now you know. If you know, you know. You take the ball and send down. Now you know. Now you know. Forget what they know them, yes. How much is money? It's nothing. Balling. Premium or nothing. Now you know. Now you know. Now you know. Now you know. Forget what they know them, yes.
I don't get video mix, you know.
Undisputed, unopposed, luxury or nothing. Money is talking, blessings and blessings.
Oh my God.
How much is money? It's nothing.
Oh my God.
Premium or nothing. Now you know.
Okay.
Now you know. Now you know.
Alrighty. Babe, do you want to do video vixen for my people? Alright. My wife was wondering exactly what was happening. She didn't know we're actually throwing a party here. So, hi guys. Yeah, really, how much is money? So, I'm so excited and I'm elated and super pumped for everything that is about to happen tonight. You guys are looking like you want party. Should I give you one more song before we start? What do you want? I want to go straight to... You want to see my wife? I'm sorry, she ran back downstairs. She's super shy. She's praying. She's praying for our webinar. For the success of our webinar. What do you guys want? What do you guys want? Oh my God. Okay. I'll give you just one more.
Modernization, chicken for money pressure, street orientation. Modernization.
Come on.
Niggas sharp bro. All my niggas sharp bro. Cover face like Nagbaja. Get feel like but we know they come. TikTok boys them tap. Pass for this shit na baba. Oh boy, idiot rababa. Feeling good banana. Music don't need permission to enter your spirit. Anyway, anyhow, you know say you go through. Music don't need permission to enter your spirit.
Okay guys, look, we've had too much fun. Music no need permission to enter your spirit. Look guys, we need to create so much value in the new year. So it's on that occasion that I want to welcome you specially to this webinar, and I really would like to reiterate my apologies. I'm so sorry to as many people as were locked out of the Google Meet. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. We had this all covered. We paid for an upgrade. We did pretty much everything we could, and then we're left with this. I really apologize. And please let me know in the comments if you accept my apologies. Please let me know in the comments if you accept my apologies. I'll make it up to you in any way that you want. Tell me the way you want. I know you guys will not ask me to do giveaway. I'm already giving knowledge away. Tell me if you want me to make it up to you in a way that I can. Honestly speaking, I will. But trust me, guys, I really want to apologize once again. You won't believe that despite the fact that I had my page disabled, on my consult page, we posted the webinar link just yesterday. and you won't believe how many sign-ups we got. I think we got about 1,600 sign-ups in the space of a couple of hours, and we're currently way over 2,000. And oh my God, it's been incredible. You guys are asking for stuff. Someone said mentorship, personal oh my God. The stream will be left on YouTube. Well, I'll pray about that. All right. You know what? I will give something away. I can't tell you what it is yet. It could just be that I would make my course as cheap as possible just for the space of 1 hour right after now. But anyways, we'll talk about that one later. I'll pray about it. Someone said I should play Odun Lo Soak Me. All right, guys. Thank you so much for accepting my apology. And I just want to say welcome. Welcome to this particular webinar. It's actually supposed to last for an hour. I'm pretty much supposed to run you through a number of details and talk to you about quite a number of things to help you gear up for the new year and make the most of it. So I'd like to welcome you, just in case it's your very first time hearing me speak, or maybe a friend pulled you here. I just want to say that friend loves you, and anybody who told you about this loves you way too much to let you just go through the year for going sake. So welcome, guys. Welcome every single person. And thank you so much for accepting my apology. You see, one of my favorite quotes of all time was a statement made by a 20th century philosopher who goes by the name Peter Drucker. Peter Drucker said, and I quote, "The best way to predict the future is to create it." I take that again. The best way to predict the future is to create the future. You see, many times, a whole lot of us have wishes. A whole lot of us desire for things to come into being. And many times we say it, but we do absolutely nothing about birthing the future that we truly desire. And which is why I am very, 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 very particular, and I'm taking it upon myself to ensure that people prepare for the new year the best possible way. Because I'm going to be very honest with you. There's nothing special about the new year. Yes, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but there really is nothing special about the new year. January 1st will have 24 hours, the same way December 31st will have 24 hours. January 1st will have the sunrise and the sunset, the same way every other day will have the sunrise and the sunset. And what if I told you that for some countries, January 1st is not even their new year? There's a Chinese New Year, and I'm also told that a country like Ethiopia is in a different year compared to ours. So that statement, the best way to predict the future is to create it, comes to fore at a time like this, because it speaks volumes with respect to the fact that the year will not be new because people are saying Happy New Year. Whatever will make the year new for you has to be something deeper than you possibly might have bargained for. So this is very important, and this is where I would like to start from. So you have to stop waiting for the new year to change you. Instead, you have to change now as you approach the year. Because you see, every single goal you have is like a seed, and that seed needs nurturing, that seed needs daily effort, and that seed needs consistency. So listen, the year does not work for you, you work for the year. The year does not work for you, you work for the year. And I would like for you to embrace these principles, not like somebody is gathering you together to a point to give you some obscure or aspire to Maguire details. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here for serious people who want to make the most of next year. If you need motivation, you can stick to some of my pages, or you can stick to information, or you can stick to statements by Yahoo boys on their WhatsApp status. You know, we go hammer one day, we go hustle. This is beyond motivation. This is stirring you to take responsibility, and that's why we're here. So I take that again. The year does not work for you, you work for the year. No new year is all by itself amazing for people. I'm going to be very honest with you. No matter how much I tell you, have an amazing year, not everyone will have an amazing year. And I'm so sorry to say this in case it hurts you. Not everyone on this particular call watching this video today will have an amazing 2025. You know why? Because percentages have shown that a whole lot of people are amazing hearers but do little or nothing to do and practice. A whole lot of people are amazing ideators but do absolutely nothing to embrace execution. So I'm not trying to talk to talkers. or thinkers. I'm here for the doers. I'm here for people who will say enough is enough, and it's time for me to take my life path, the scruff of the neck, and make the most of it. So this is very important. So listen and listen well. No year is new until you put in the work to make it so. No year is new until you put in the work to make it so. No year is new until you put in the work to make it so. You know, just yesterday I was telling a couple of folks at church, and I said, look, the new year comes with a lot of initial gra-gra. Everybody wants to do good, do better, be amazing all by themselves. Everyone has what you call New Year resolutions. And one of the craziest parts about the new year is that many of us embrace old habits from the first day. You know that thing where you say Happy New Year at church, and then you go home and sleep off at 3 a.m. and don't wake up until 12 noon and continue the very cycle that happened in the year 2024. And which is why I'm here to scream, watch out. Every minute counts, every second counts, and for you to make the most of the year, you have to make a decision now in front of these many witnesses and also to yourself. So this is very important. However, here's the very brilliant way I'd like to approach this. You know, it was the founder of Airbnb, Brian Chesky, who made a very crazy statement, and I think it's so profound. He says, do not focus on the mountain, focus on the first step. Do not focus on the mountain, focus on the first step. So one of the main issues I think a lot of people face is that whenever they hear things like making the most of the new year, they want to make the most of the new year by thinking holistically about the year. But I'm here to teach you a principle that will always work. Instead of thinking about making the most of 2025, think about making the most of the first week in January. Think about making the most of the first month, which is January. So this is how it works. No year is new until you put in the work to make it so. Now scratch that. No month is new until you put in the work to make it so. You must understand something, that every single month will be great if you make the days great. And every single day will be great if you make the hours fantastic. So one of the things I'm trying to do to you today is to take your mind away from trying to have an amazing 2025 to trying to have a prolific January 2025. And the best way to have a prolific January 2025 is to have an amazing January 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. This is important. And the best way is to make you realign and then shift your focus gradually from the whole sum to something very particular. Something very particular. Something very particular. And so today more than ever, I want to expose the mystery of focus to you. And I call it a mystery because it seems so easy to understand and grasp, but a lot of people do not. And this is what I'm going to try to tell you. It's this. You see, you have 1,000,001 reasons to live this current year that we're moving into, just like every other year. There are so many reasons why things will not work out. There's so many reasons why you feel you won't smash your goals. I know you had many excuses in the year 2024. Maybe funding was wrong, or maybe things did not go the way you wanted, and you wanted to press the fresh restart button. But here's one of the things I'm going to tell you before I move on, is this. Your distractions will not reduce. In fact, don't blame the distractions. Instead, improve your focus. Improve your focus. There will always be distractions. Your biggest distraction for 2024 might not be your biggest distraction for 2025. For some of you, your biggest distraction for 2024 was Big Brother Naija. You can imagine. The biggest distraction for this new year could actually even be friends that are genuine and look amazing. So here's the point. And one of the things I'm trying to do is, because I hate excuses, I've stopped being particular about why things are not working. And I've started being particular about how things can work. These are two different things. And so that's why I said, don't blame the distractions. Ensure that you improve your focus. That's the goal. So the goal for the new year is to improve my focus. And this is why I'm saying this. It's because you cannot make the most of a year that you do not intentionally plan for. You need to enter the new year with a dogged desire to cancel every distraction in front of you. You know, a popular songwriter says, I will break your jugular. I want to break the jugular of every single distraction in front of me. But by focusing on the distractions, I will not do so much. Instead, I have to improve my focus on what truly counts. Listen, do not step into the new year on vibes. Do not step into the new year trying to be lucky in how you go about things. Do not step into the new year waiting for somebody to make things happen. Step into the new year knowing you can make things happen by yourself. See, there's a luck that happens to you, but there's a luck that you make happen. There's a luck that happens to you, but there's also a luck that you make happen. A lot of people step into the new year trying to be lucky, trying to say they're trying to look for a big break or trying to do stuff. But are you aware that there's actually a way you can force luck out of something? There's actually a way you can apply yourself to propel and break forth in a way you never saw coming, and which is why you're gathered here today. And the best way to improve your focus, the best way to shun distraction, the best way to make the most of the new year is by understanding what I'm about to tell you. And what is it? Is what you all know. Is by understanding the value of time. By understanding the value of time. I'd like every single person here present to have a piece of paper and a writing material, because I know you're streaming on YouTube and you will not be able to go away from the YouTube except you have a YouTube Premium. It will be very important that you pick out a piece of paper and a pen, and over the course of the next 30 minutes, I would like to expose a couple of things to you. Things that could actually help you improve your life in the best possible way. Now, there were quite a number of things I could have started this particular webinar with. However, I chose to pick time as the most important tool. Now, the reason I did this is because time is something that every single person has at their disposal. No matter how wealthy you are, no matter how beautiful you are, no matter how tall or short you are, no matter your race, either you're Caucasian, Australoid, Negroid, whatever it is, or even if you're Mongoloid, one thing is for sure, we all have 24 hours. 24 hours. And I'm going to step into the new year with just one simple resolve: to make the most of 24 hours. That's all. That's all I care about. I'm going to make the most of 24 hours. The fact that it's the same 24 hours I have that the most successful person on my street has. The fact that the same 24 hours that I have that my friends who are making the most of their lives have means a lot. What that does is that it means that each and every one of us are harmed naturally with a resource from which we can profit, and that resource is time. And what determines the outcome of your life is how much you put into your time. What determines the outcome of your life is how valuable you make your time. I think it was Jim Rohn in a podcast I was listening to. By the way, if you don't know Jim Rohn, you're sleeping on a bicycle. Amazing man. He said something so profound, and I think it's so incredible. He said, with respect to time, he said something that I think blessed me. He said, no two people's time carry the same value. He says, for some people, their time is worth $10 per hour. For some other people, their time is worth $50 per hour. I'll paint it for you this way. A young man came to me a couple of weeks back and was telling me about the job he was doing, and then he was telling me about how much he gets paid per hour for the job he does. Now, if you're very familiar with the UK terrain, I think in the United Kingdom, the minimum wage is roughly £10, between 10 and I think 12 pounds at the moment currently. That's minimum wage. So the average waiter you see, the average person that you know is someone who worked for 10 to 12 hours, and that's amazing. But this young man walks up to my office and then he tells me he's earning about 40 something pounds per hour. And I looked up and I go, what? And when I heard Jim Rohn speak, it just really occurred to me, and it really, created some kind of thought in me that, wait a minute, Olushola, everybody has got the same 1 hour. The same 1 hour that the person earning $10 or £10 as minimum wage puts into their work is the same 1 hour that somebody who earns $44 is putting into their work. But what determines how much they are paid is not the hours they put into it, but is the value that they have been able to compress into those hours. And so, very simply, my goal is to teach you as fast as possible how to increase the value of every single hour that you spend on the face of the earth. How can you increase your value? How can you increase your value? How can you increase your value? You know, Jim Rohn said something that I have written down. I think it's so profound. He says, don't ask for the task to be easier. Just ask for it to be worth it. He says, don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. He says, don't ask for a less challenge. Ask for more skill. Don't ask for more problems. Ask for more wisdom. What that simply means is, my goal for the new year is to understand that value is at the other side of painstaking effort. I take that again. Value is at the other side of painstaking effort. The difference between a $10 or £10 minimum wage hour value and somebody who is earning 4 times of that per hour is the quality of the value that they put into it. So if I were you, my goal would not be to say, I want to be wealthy. Or my goal would not be to say, I want to make so much money in the new year. If I were you, my goal will be for me to say, how can I make my hours more valuable? How can I make my hours more valuable? How can I, instead of always looking at challenges, embrace more skill? How can I make my hours more valuable? And which is why, as quickly as possible, I would like to teach you a couple of principles that I have seen work for me. You know, it was Theophrastus that said that time is the most valuable thing a person can spend. And so managing time is about managing your life. So right now, how are you going to use your time? So the very first misconception I want to solve is that people think that being busy makes them valuable. Write that down. Being busy doesn't make you valuable. Being busy doesn't make you valuable. One of the things I had to abominate in my mind from the very beginning is, Olushola, stop being busy. You know, a lot of us pride in the fact that when our friends call us and check up on us and say, hey, yo man, how you doing? What's popping? How's the day been? And you go, oh my God, I'm in a meeting. Oh my God, I'm busy. Oh my God, I'm this. Oh my God, I'm that. Story. Can I tell you the truth? Being busy doesn't make you more valuable. It doesn't. Being busy isn't what adds value to your time. So you have to really understand that activity does not always equal productivity. It is purpose that determines productivity. What am I doing with the time? What am I doing with the time? You know, about 2-3 years ago, when I began to take up a lot more responsibilities and do so many things, I found out that I was burning out so fast. And, you know, quite earlier in the year, I was speaking with one of my friends, amazing lady. And she was telling me about one of her coaches. And she told me something so profound. She said that their coach only works for 4 months in an entire year. And I go, what? Are you joking? How does she do it? And then she began to tell me how all the principles are outlined to ensure that every single time that she gets to work, or every single time she gets to be busy, she ensures that she puts in so much productivity and energy into it. I'm telling you this because there are some career professionals on this particular webinar who are looking at me and wondering, it's easy for you to say that because you don't work a 9 to 5. Well, scratch that. I don't work a 9 to 5. I work a 9 to 9 and a 9 to 9. Ask my team. They bleed. They bleed. Ask my media assistant or my media associate. She's currently on this call scratching her head because she knows how they work late into the night. Ask my entire team. They know how well and how hard we work. But listen, the goal is this. Not to work, quote and unquote, hard alone, but to ensure that every single time I claim to work hard, I have worked valuably. This is important. This is very important. So the very first thing I want to teach you is this. One of the best ways to put value into your time, as against just being busy, is to embrace the principle of focus. You know, many times we do a lot of things without doing anything. Many times We step out into the day with the goal to do too many things, and we end up doing nothing. You know, it was Alex Omozi who said something so profound, and I think is noteworthy. He said, "A focused fool will accomplish more things than a distracted genius." A focused fool will accomplish more things than a distracted genius. So one of the things I want you to do in this new year is this. I know you have ambitions. I know you want to build your brand. I know you want to grow your store. I know you want to marry. I know you want to do so many things. But here's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to pick one goal. So pick out a sheet of paper and pick a goal. One goal. I'm not interested in any other thing you want to do for the year. Tell me your most important professional and career goal. One thing. One thing. One thing. Some of you can type it here. Type it. Let's see it. Let's have it. Type it. What's the most important thing you want to do this year? I'm talking about a career goal. And don't downplay it. Give me something audacious. It's okay to say, I want to 2x or 4x my revenue. You say you want to improve your writing skill, take your chemisola. Someone wants expansion in business. Someone wants to build on our Instagram. Someone wants to pass our NCLEX exam. No wahala. Someone wants to upskill and set up a business, build your personal brand. Amazing. I love it. I love it. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Improve your online presence. No problem. Amazing. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. We're going to do that. No problem. So now, do something very simple. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. The very first thing you're going to do is pick out a piece of paper and write out that goal very boldly. Write out that goal very boldly. So I'm going to use something as sample. So can anybody give me a sample? Let me use someone's own. I want to help someone. I want to help someone. Someone wants to build an Instagram. Let's say as a content creator. So let's say you want to build your public brand as a creator. I love that. Whew. We're getting there. We're getting there. I love it. Now we're going to do this together. You want to 5x your monthly income? No problem. No problem. You want to increase your revenue to $30 million. Are you talking monthly or yearly? No issues. Just let me see it. That's fine. Now, let's say you want to build your public brand. That's fantastic. Now, the very first thing we're going to do is simple. We have to understand first and foremost that when they say Rome is not built in a day, understand that it's the truth. So Rome is not built in a day. However, every single hour, building blocks were laid. I'll take that again. Rome was not built in a day. However, every single hour, building blocks were laid, which simply means that when we always say Rome is not built in a day, and we use it to tell people to calm down and be patient and not do too much, you must also understand the real complete quote in this context. It is that Rome was not built in a day, but every single hour building blocks were laid. The reason Rome ended up becoming built is because every single hour building blocks were laid. So the very first thing I want you to do is this. Every single thing that you want to become, and I want you to write it on a sheet of paper like you've written. So now, let's say somebody says he wants to build his personal brand as a creator. That's the goal. That's the plan. But shortly before that, before we focus too much on building a personal brand, we have to understand the how and how to go about it. Okay? So, this is exactly how we're going to approach this. The very first thing I want to teach you is what I've called, or what is popularly called, the Pareto principle. The Pareto principle is an 80-20 rule. Okay? Now, the Pareto principle simply means that 80% of your outcome comes from 20% of your effort. And I want to expose this to you in the best possible way. So watch me. Very simple. To build your personal brand as a creator, how do you go about it? To build a personal brand, number one, you have to show up. Showing up simply means that you have to, first and foremost, embrace your core competencies. Know what you do best and what you want to project to people. Are you getting what I'm saying? Now, it would be very crazy if you want to build a personal brand that you know nothing about. So it is impossible for you to build a personal brand if you are not personally aware of the brand you want to build. So typically, self-awareness is usually where building personal brands begin, right? So for you to build a personal brand, you need to understand exactly who you are. So you ask yourself very crazy questions. What are my strengths? What are the things I do best? What do people love the most about me? Okay. So let's say, for example, I want to give me a personal brand area somebody wants to move on. Let's say you want to become or be an authority in the branding space. Are you with me? So the very first thing you need to do is that you need to first and foremost outline what your strongest points are. Flow with me. What exactly your strongest points are. So a very good example, I'm outlining that my strongest point as an individual is that I'm able to communicate excellently. Okay, now you know you can communicate excellently. Have that ticked as one of your strengths and your core competencies. But number two, let's say, oh my God, you guys are distracting me. Someone said I should talk about lifestyle. Okay, let's say you want to build a lifestyle brand and be a lifestyle creator. Does that work? Okay, someone said she wants to be an authority in the spoken word space. Fantastic. I'm going to teach you how to do that. I think that's what I'm going to use as an example, so no more distractions. So you want to be an authority in the spoken word space. How do you go about it? Number one, let's say you have words at your beck and call and you know exactly how to communicate. That's number one. Number two, ask yourself, what kind of spoken words do I want to say? Do I want to be an IBK quick that tilts a little bit more towards gospel spoken word? Or do I want to be a spoken word artist that talks a lot about love and whatnot? So ask yourself many questions, you know. So what kind of spoken word artist do I want to be? So very importantly, it's okay for you to kind of have a niche. A niche kind of helps you streamline your focus to a given extent, which is number one. Very important. The next thing is you must learn to carve out for yourself a strategy that helps take that your skill to the market. What exactly do I mean by strategy? The question is, many times, a lot of us want to do stuff, but we don't know how to go about it. So the very first thing you must obviously overcome is the number one fear. The number one fear is that if I post it, people will not like it. Or the number one fear could be that if I communicate what I want to communicate, some people might talk down on me or I'll get few likes. Well, number one thing you need to abolish in your mind, I'm still coming to the Pareto principle, but I need to give you a couple of tips to help you. Number one thing you need to abolish in your mind is this. There is nobody that you currently celebrate online doing something phenomenal in terms of their personal brands as maybe a content creator or a spoken word artist or anything that started with 1,000,001 likes. There's also nobody who started with an already refined skill. There's a popular saying that goes, embarrassment is the cost of entry. That if anybody is going to be a genius, he must first and foremost be a novice that is not scared of being embarrassed. A lot of you think the Olushola became this brand overnight. It did not. This Rome was not built in a day. I laid building blocks every single day. How? By not caring about what happens. I just post. If you go and check some of my posts from 2-3 years ago, they will bless you. But maybe not with the same potency as my posts will bless you now. Guess what? There are some skills you cannot hone in your head. Ideas cannot be improved upon in your brain. It's only in the arena of execution that you can improve on your ideas. So until you step out in that fear, until you step out in that self-doubt and doubt and thinking that you're not adequate enough, you will not do anything. So the very first thing you must first and foremost overcome is that mentality. And the next thing is you must stop comparing yourself with people who are already up there. See them as a benchmark or mirrors of possibilities, but not as your competition. Because they have already paid the price of entry, which is embarrassment. I can't tell you how many times I've posted videos that I think are rubbish, but blessed people. So these are the things. So your very first video might not be the best. Your very first video might not be amazing. Your very first video might not be great enough. Learn that. So I'm getting to this point as fast as possible. So if I'm going to build a personal brand as a lifestyle content creator, this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to start creating content. A lady reached out to me and goes, "Hi, Olushola, I really want you to teach me, mentor me. I want to start creating like you." I said, "No problem." And that particular day, I happened to be in my DMs. So I responded to her. And guess what I told her? I said, "Send me 3 videos on any 3 topics. And guess what she did? When she sent me the 3 videos, I felt they were quite good. I know what I did. I thought I'd pick one. And I said, that one video, record it 10 times and send me your 10th recording. It's the same thing that happened when someone went to Mr. Beast and goes, how do I scale my YouTube channel and improve this channel in the best possible way? And Mr. Beast laughed and told him, no problem. Go and record 100 videos. At your 100th video, come back to me and let's talk. The guy never came back. So herein lies the problem. A lot of us assume or think that we will become finished products overnight, and you never will. So that's the very first thing you must do. You must ready it in your mind that I have to start from somewhere. You must start from somewhere. That's number 1. Now, number 2, you must master the art of selling yourself by selling your competencies in a way that compels other people to buy into it. I'll give you a good example. No matter how timid you are, or no matter how much you second guess yourself, you must never communicate that second guessing to your audience. For example, if I were to be a lifestyle content creator and I wanted to maybe go on a journey and show people Lagos, I'm not going to pick up the phone and start saying, welcome to one of the best cities to live in Nigeria. No. Here's what I'm going to start with. I'll say something like, if you don't live in Lagos or you've never been in Lagos, you haven't had fun. That's a very catchy phrase. But one of the things that that particular phrase does is that it lets people see that I'm missing out on something. And also it's a hook enough to capture the attention of people. This is very important. So it's one thing for you to know what you want to do. It's another thing for you to be able to present those core competencies to people. So listen and listen well. You must start from somewhere. That's number 1. And then again, number 2, you must be ready to keep on improving as time goes on. That's the truth. Your 10th video will be better than your first video. And your 15th video will obviously eclipse your 10th video. If I show you my first video, you will smile. But when I show you the 300, you would applaud it. But what if I told you that 5 years from now, some of the videos I recorded today might look like rubbish to me? Because there's always room for improvement. So now we're looking at that. But let's go back into the time management and adding value to your time. So all of these I just said is that we're trying to talk about how to build your brand as a creator. So I'll keep that in one mind. Now, the first thing you must understand in terms of giving value to your time is understand, like I said, the Pareto principle. It simply means that 80% of our outcomes come from 20% of our efforts. What this means is this, is that, for example, in sales, 80% of your revenue comes from 20% of your clients. And in your tasks, 20% of the activities that you do generate 80% of your results. What that simply means is that as a human being, what you spend 20% of your time doing the most is what ends up producing 80% of the results that you enjoy. But the problem is that many of us are yet to identify the 20% that give us the 80% results. And that's what I want to expose to you today. So you see, the very first thing you need to learn to do is that you must identify the very vital few activities in your day that make the most of your time. You know, I'll give you this very important trick. Are you aware that if you were to run a very quick check on every single thing you did all through today, you will find out that what ended up making your day an amazing one was just what you spent an hour doing or an hour 30 minutes doing. Every other thing that added to it did not contribute to 20% of your productivity. Think very deeply. Think very deeply. Think very deeply. So one of the things you need to learn with respect to adding more value to your time, particularly in the new year, is to eliminate what I call time wasters. So what are the few activities that you do every single day that makes the most of your life? I'll give you an example. It could even be that you're a 9-to-5er. Somebody who works in maybe real estate or something very funny. And you will very much find out that when you resume work at 9 a.m. in the morning and happen to close at 8 p.m. in the evening, you will very much find out, very likely, that there are chances that it is only what you did around 11 to 12 that make the entire day successful. So here's my goal, is this. Number one, identify the very few activities that will make your day productive. Now, like somebody who is about to be a lifestyle content creator, can I tell you the truth? Part of the things that will make your day productive, as funny as it seems, is not necessarily scrolling on Twitter or even TikTok. I know you want to tell me that you are doing research there, or you are calming your mind or calming your nerves. What could actually improve your life as a lifestyle content creator, for example, could actually be by binge watching the pages specifically of the top 10 lifestyle content creators you want to become like around the world. So you must benchmark. Spending time on their pages as a form of research is more value to you than scrolling mindlessly on Twitter and TikTok looking for what did not lose. Now, this is very important because one thing that living purposefully does for you is that it lets you know what you need to be doing, but it also shows you what you ought not to be doing. A lot of people ask me, how do you combine your life? How do you make the most of every single thing in life? Well, it's simple. I make the most of every single thing in life by streamlining exactly what is important to me. All things are lawful, not all things are expedient. All through this year, I can count how many events I attended. All through this year, I can count how many times I scrolled mindlessly on Instagram doing nothing. So, the first goal to productivity is for you to understand and identify the most important activities in your life that generates the most important results. What puts food on your table? It will shock some of us that what puts food on our table, you do it for only 2 hours in an entire day. 2 hours in an entire day. What puts food on your table? You do it for only 2 hours in an entire day. So my question is this, guys. If you want to 4x your revenue, or you want to 4x your productivity, or you want to 5x the level of value that you currently have, the goal is to identify what you do in those 2 hours and make those 2 hours become 4 hours and eliminate the time wasters in between. So these are the key questions. What is your 20%? What is what? Your 20%. This is very key. What is your 20%? So this is about the Pareto principle. Now, the next thing that ties it all up together is what I want to teach you very quickly, particularly with time management. So bring out your piece of paper and biro and write this. Write EISENHOWER. There's something called the Eisenhower matrix. The Eisenhower matrix. So it was actually something that was brought up by somebody called Eisenhower. That's his name. His name is Dwight Eisenhower. Now, this will further help you. Please flow with me and do not lose me. He talks about 4 quadrants. Now, these quadrants, he calls them, please write this down. The very first quadrant is what is urgent and important. Write it down. The next is what he calls what is not urgent but important. Don't lose me. The third thing is what is urgent but not important. Write that down. Then the last quadrant is what he calls what is not urgent and what is not important. Did you flow with me there? I'll take that again. Eisenhower said something so profound. He came up with a quadrant. The very first part of the quadrant is what is urgent and important. The second is what is not urgent but important. The third is what is urgent but not important. And the fourth is what is not urgent at all and not important. Guys, if you hack this, it will change your life. According to him, he said, what is urgent and important? Do it now. What is urgent and important? Do it what? Do it now. What is not urgent but important? Schedule it. But what is urgent and not important? Delegate it. But what is not urgent and not important? Eliminate it. Guys, I am begging you. Herein lies the secret of high-level productivity. As simple as what I just told you is, if you embrace it very thoroughly, it will make your life much better. I'll take that again. What is urgent and important? Do it now. What is not urgent but important? Schedule it. What is urgent and not important? What did I say? Delegate it. What is not urgent and not important? Eliminate it. I'll take it one final time. What is urgent and important? Do it now. What is not urgent and important? Schedule it. What is not urgent, right? But it is important. Schedule it. Now, what is urgent but not important? Delegate it. But guess what? What is not urgent and not important? Eliminate it. Now, let me explain to you. The key takeaway here is that you have to prioritize based on importance and urgency. Let's give an example. Let's say you're trying to build a personal brand as a coach. I'm giving an example, right? So the very first thing to do is simple. You're going to have to identify through your Pareto principle what your 20% tasks are. And you plot them on the Eisenhower matrix. So find exactly what gives you the most value in your life and in your time and plot them on this particular Eisenhower matrix. So let's start. Let's say you run a business. What is most important and urgent to you at this particular point in time is closing a deal with a very important client. What do? I show up. I close that particular deal because I have to be the one to close that deal as somebody who is trying to build their personal brand as a coach. So let's say closing the deal will involve walking into the room with the person, pitching something to the person, blah, 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 and blah. I go and I close that deal. Why is it important and urgent that I close the deal? It is because livelihood depends on it and because it is priority. It's priority. If the deal is not closed, we will not eat. If a deal is not closed, my company will not float itself. If a deal is not closed, nothing else will matter. So that is priority. So ask yourself in your life right now, what must have the most priority? It must be something that is important and urgent. What is what? Important and what? Urgent. That is what must take the most priority. You must always plot this graph pretty much every day. I wake up in the morning. What is important and urgent, Olushola? Do it now. Do it now. That's what's most important. Do it now. That's number one. Now, number two. There are some things that are not urgent, but they are important. I'll give you a good example. Maybe you want to plan a growth strategy for your brand. Growth strategy will involve maybe how you want to scale, how you want to start posting more on LinkedIn, how you want to scale your business, how you want to move from one point to another. These things are not urgent, but they are important. So you know what you do? You schedule it. Schedule it. By scheduling, it simply means that you plan to do it later because it is not urgent, but it is what? Important. This will change your life. Did you hear what I said? So ensure that what is not urgent but important, you schedule it. It simply means that there are some things in your life that you can choose to do later. But by do later, it is not urgent, but it is important. And a lot of times, a lot of us fall for this trap where some things are super important but not urgent, but we keep scheduling it and stylishly procrastinating. Well, truth is this: if you keep on procrastinating what is important but not urgent, very soon it will become very urgent and important. So what I always advise is that whatever you schedule, do it when you schedule it before it reaches the point of urgency. Are you getting what I'm saying? This is very crucial. This is very crucial. Now, the third point is some things are urgent, very urgent, but they're not important. Now, these ones you must learn to delegate it. One of the major problems I think we have a lot of times, particularly as individuals, either career professionals or people who are looking to scale or improve their lives, is that we have not mastered the art of delegation. I'll speak to business owners a bit because you guys are going to cry on this one. A lot of times, you have a small mindset to think that nobody can do something as well as you can do it. This is one of the many demons I had to deal with early enough in my career as an entrepreneur. I was a fantastic salesman. I can sell coffee to a dead man. I'm so fantastic at upselling and persuading people to buy my stuff. And I felt like at any point in my life, if I ever have to delegate sales, I would die. Or if I ever had to delegate strategic communications with some clients, I would break down. But guess what? One of your greatest time eaters are things that sound legitimate and look like only you can do, but you are not supposed to be doing. At this stage of your business, 20 employees later, you think you are the only one that can do quality control on products. For some of you who are even employees working in an organization, it's okay to let some of your junior staff do some things. And for some of you who don't have junior staff, master the art of making the most of your small relationships. Some of you, your cousins, can be interning with you for 2,000 naira per week. Some of you, I'm not joking. Are you aware, for example, let's say you're trying to build a personal brand. One of your tasks that are urgent but not important could be responding to an email or responding to a comment. For example, I always tell content creators, when you start out on your content creator journey, ensure that you build the appetite, or you build the culture rather, of always responding to people. When they comment, respond. When people commend you on something, respond. When people like your work and comment on your work, it's okay to respond and say something to them. Well, guess what? As simple as these things are, you have to respond urgently so people can see that you are seeing what they're doing, and then you love that they're part of your community. Yes or yes, beautiful. But you see, these are part of the things you can delegate. For example, also, let's say you work a 9 to 5, and you know very well that you would love to pick your children from school, for example. Many times you really love it. Or let's say you want to go get grocery. As interesting as it is, are you aware that it will wear you out if you think that only you can get the exact kind of grocery that you want to get at a particular point in time? It's typically best that you begin to train yourself to let your house help do it, or let your security man pick up something for you at a particular point in time. So you must learn to delegate what is urgent but not important. The reason is because every single human being live on this particular platform, you have a bandwidth. You have a breaking point. You have a limit. You have a particular point in your life or in your time when you will not be able to expend as much energy as possible. My goal here is simple. You must ensure that you spend all your energy, in fact, most of your time, most of your energy on what gives you the highest levels of productivity. Ask yourself before you do a task, is it urgent and important? Is it? If it's not urgent and important, if it is not urgent but important, schedule it. If it's urgent but not important, delegate it. So there are some non-critical emails that you can respond to by yourself or simply tell someone to do it. This is very important. Now, the next thing I want you to learn is this. Some things are not urgent and not important. Guys, eliminate it. There's no man of value that I know who has not learned this principle or mastered it. Some things in your life are time wasters. You cannot have a productive 2025 if you maintain your exact same screen time. It's not possible. It's not. See, let me tell you something. I know valuable people by who they follow on social media. I'm not capping. I know valuable people by what they consume and what they watch. Let me tell you something. Nothing in life operates in a vacuum. You're either spending productive time doing something or you're wasting your life doing something else. Some conversations are not for you. Some chats are not for you. I always wonder how some people have time for gbeburu. I wonder when some people have time to gossip or do stuff. Honestly speaking, every single thing you do is a pointer to something you are not doing. Every single time you have time for something that does not make any sense means that you have chosen not to prioritize what makes sense. And so you must eliminate what is not urgent in your life and what is not important. Why are you scrolling mindlessly on social media? These problems are not far-fetched. You know the solution. You know the solution. You have the solution to the problems and you know them. So which is one of the things that will help you. So now the goal is simple. Every single day you wake up, you must prioritize what is urgent and important. Do it now. And one of the best ways you can do this is, I'm going to give you just 2 tips and we're out of here. One of the best things you can do is to embrace what I call the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule. 2-minute rule is simple. It means that if a task can be done in less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. If a task can be done in less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. A lot of you would have saved yourself from a lot of problems if only you embrace the 2-minute rule. As little as calling that friend to set up a strategic conversation, do it now. 2-minute rule. Whatever you know you can finish up in 2 minutes, do it now. Take out the trash now. It's important. It's urgent because the room is already smelling. Take out the trash. It's a 2-minute rule. Just go. Do it fast. Make that call fast. For some of you, it is sending a mail immediately. For some of you, it is you've changed you have a perfect bio for your page. You've written it down. But procrastination is killing you. Because it's one thing for you to put it down, it's another thing for you to quickly click on your link in your bio and change your bio. For some of you, it's just as little as sending send to that CV. What's the problem? Do it now. Do it now. Every other thing can wait. Just do it. Particularly for your most important and urgent task. What is important and urgent? Just do it now. In this new year, I must not catch anybody on this live scrolling on DJ Chicken's TikTok and shouting, "Hey, lion, lion, give it lion," or sharing gifts on TikTok. You see, you don't, your problem is plenty, but the solution is not far-fetched. You know what the solution is. I can't take you seriously if you are watching Big Brother Naija audience sleeping. You wake up at 2 a.m., and you are watching Big Brother Naija audience, how they are sleeping. Your village people have won. They've won. You're watching Big Brother Naija audience sleeping. Or you are on Pella's TikTok hearing an accent that I don't understand. I'm not saying don't do entertaining things. Come on, I have fun. I play FIFA. I watch football. But let me tell you one thing, guys. Not at the expense of the most important things. Football is important. Or well, I put it this way, some football matches are urgent. So if it is urgent for me and it's important, I can watch it, but not until I'm done doing other productive things. So you don't have excuses. If it's so important, employ the 2-minute rule. Learn this, guys. Learn this. When you wake up in the morning and you get... See, one of the things you're going to have to abominate in this new year is this rule. Learn this and learn this well. Have a goal and repeat after me. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I will do is not to touch my phone. Repeat after me. Say, I will not touch my phone when I wake up in the morning. Don't do it. One of the first things you must learn, particularly when you wake up in the morning, let me teach you this. I know one of the best things you tell me is, oh, sir, my notes are on my phone. Well, let me tell you what you do. Get a jotter. Something as cheap as this. Put it on your bedside. When you wake up in the morning, before you pick up your phone, write out what is important and urgent. Write out what is important but not urgent. So you will schedule it. And write when you are scheduling it. Then you will write what is urgent but not important. And you will write who you are delegating it to in the morning. Will my security man do this, or will my little cousin who has got time on their hands do this for me? And call that person immediately and tell them what to do and when to do it. Immediately. Immediately. The only business you have with your phone first thing in the morning is turning off your alarm. I'm telling you, this will transform your life. It will revolutionize your mind. Learn this and learn it fast and early. And next up, let me tell you the truth. Until you are done doing what is important and urgent, until you are done scheduling what is important but not urgent, until you are done doing what is, until you are done delegating what is urgent but not important, do not do what is not urgent and not important. Get off your day doing the most important things first. And then see if you will have spare time for frivolities later. The best way to increase your value is to stuff your life with things that enhance your value. That's the best way. Some of you, the reason you have not grown and improved is not because you don't have money for the course. What have you done with YouTube? I was telling some people yesterday in church, and I said something so profound. I said, guys, are you aware that if you spend 15 minutes every single day watching a simple video about the area of your interest, in 365 days, there's almost nothing nobody will mention about that field that you will not be able to at least conveniently answer or have an idea of? Write it in the morning. Write it. It is part of my to-dos. It might not be urgent, but it is important. So schedule it. What time of the day am I going to do this? C'est clair? C'est clair? Do it. Do it very importantly. Some of you, you will be on Spotify listening to Kese. I pity you. Is Oble. Podcasts are on Spotify. Podcasts are on Apple. I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm saying fall in love with things of value. Fall in love with things of value. This is an admonition more than anything else. And I will drag you, because that's why we're on this community and that's why you have me. I will not stop until your 2025 is a productive one. And I will end with this. Something I've called, or something that is popularly called, the Pomodoro technique. Pomodoro technique. Now, this Pomodoro technique is what will help you to do what you need to do now. A very simple thing. Guys, I'll give you this trick. When I was back at the university, at Covenant University in 2011, through till I was done in 2015, my classmates will tell you, for those who know, I get bored easily. And many times, it's because I have sometimes concentration lapses. No matter how crazy the exam is, it's pretty much impossible for me to read straight for 2 hours. I can't. I must take breaks. I must stop and reward myself with something very little. So here's one of the things that I do. A very simple trick, guys. I used to time myself. And I think it's very important. And it was later in life I found out that this thing is actually called the Pomodoro technique. So I'll tell you exactly how it works. So the Pomodoro technique is actually a time management method that involves working on, on something and maintaining your focus within a 25-minute interval. It's called Pomodoros. It is taking short breaks in between. So let me explain. Imagine I want to do something and I know that it will take me 2 hours to execute. Or let's say an hour, 30 minutes to execute. What I will do is I'll break it into 3 small parts. I will spend the first 25 minutes working on it. Let me tell you something. One of the reasons we don't end up accomplishing our task is because the tasks are too big, or we see them as too big, and we fail to break them into smaller parts. So the Pomodoro technique will help you. And this is how you're going to do it. You're going to set a timer for 25 minutes. And you will work until that timer ends. And then you will take a 5-minute break. Now, your 5-minute break serves as some form of reward for your 25 minutes of pure exertions. Does that make sense? This works so well for me. And I think it works for so many people so well. I'll give you a good example. I won't show you guys around my office, but it's really nice. I love my office. It's one of my favorite places in this house. Anyways, I can show you around some of my books. But let's give an example and say, there's a book I'm currently reading. Yeah, I didn't. But let's say I'm reading. By the way, you guys should say hi to my my buddy here. His name is Lani.
Hello. This is the first class view.
Alrighty. So he's right here. He's right here with me in my office, and we're just here together, and amazing. Yeah. So he wanted to help me get something, but let me just, Lani, they're saying hi to you. Someone said hi up Barcelona. There, that's a Manchester United table. I should show you again. That's a Manchester United table. Look at it.
Don't show them the Manchester United team.
And show them what? And show, so dude is a Barca fan in a Man United home. I kid you not. It's very crazy, right? Anyways, guys, let's do this. Look at it. I have a book I was reading. It's called When Marchese Comes to Town. It's a very, quite a crazy book. Now, let's say I don't really like to read. I don't like spending too much time on books, to be honest. So one of the best ways for me to actually read, let me tell you how it works. If you know you have a big task, let's say you want to finish 2 chapters on a particular day, and 2 chapters will take you 1 hour, you will end up discouraging yourself from studying. Oh, I want this life to get to 1,000 people. Well, 951. Run it up, guys. So one of the best ways to actually achieve this is simple. Break that seemingly Herculean task into smaller bits. So instead of trying to read 2 chapters for 1 hour, how about I read 1 chapter for 25 minutes? So you set up a timer. Put a timer on your table and let the timer start reading. And say, I'm going to focus on this particular task until the alarm rings. Until the alarm rings. I will not stop until I keep focusing on this particular task. And you must understand, the only time you will stop is when your alarm goes off. And the moment your alarm goes off, take a 5-minute break. Take a walk. Move around. Go do something for 5 minutes. What that does for you is that it rewards you. For some of you, it's even that you could binge watch something, or you quickly watch something rather for 5 minutes. Or for some of you, it's that you go downstairs in your house and take a snack, or do something, or walk around your office. Let me give you an example. This helps your focus so strongly. And if you can do this consistently for a whole week, it will change your life. For some of you at the office, you like to chat and talk and play more than anything else. But listen, if you've tracked that 20% of my effort gives me 80% of my result, one of the first things you will learn to do is this. Get to the office, focus on your 20%, right? And say, I'm going to spend 25 minutes right now working. Work for 25 minutes and say, I know I like to chat at the office, so I will take a 5-minute break after I am done with my 25 minutes. So it's a case of pleasure will come after work. That's one of the things that the Pomodoro effect does to you. It's a technique. It does a lot to you. So what that does is that it helps you. So you take a 5-minute break after 25 minutes session, and the next thing you do is you repeat that process about 3 more times, and then you take a 15 to 30-minute break. And this works. So this is one of the techniques that helps you. It has a lot of benefits. First and foremost, it helps you reduce your distractions. It also helps you plan better. It helps you plan better. What about those that use their phones for Bible study? Very simple. Put it on airplane mode. Put your phone on airplane mode or DND when you're working. Can I tell you something? One of the main reasons sometimes that we fail to shut out from the world when we are trying to be people of value is because we think that if I put my phone on airplane mode, or I put my phone on DND for this particular minute, somebody will be trying to call me to tell me something very important. Well, guess what? All through your life that your phone has not been on DND, who has called you for something important? Who has called you for something important? Focus. Shut away from people. Block away from people. Walk away from them. Close the door, lock the door, and be alone. Let that stray bullet touch you. Let nothing hamper or hinder your focus. It is very important. So do not forget, I take it again, the Pareto principle. Do not forget the Eisenhower matrix, and also do not forget the 2-minute rule. Whatever can be done in 2 minutes, do it now. Go and lock that door. Go and call that person and say you love the person. Go and do stuff immediately. Who is calling you fast? Finished fast. You get my point. So this is very important. And finally, guys, I'm going to end with this. Yoruba people will say Ibere kolonishe, which simply means it's easy to start. And there's something we all call initial gragra. At the beginning of every year, everybody shows up correct. Everybody has New Year resolutions. And by January 15, those New Year resolutions are nowhere to be found. But you see, guys, one of the best things I can recommend to you is this. There are different techniques on how to stay consistent. And one of the best ways is don't bite more than you can chew. That was why I started by telling you the couple of things that I said. Remember, I said have one thing written down and focus on that one thing throughout the year. The reason many of you end every single year with little or no impact is because you are trying to be impactful in many things and end the year being impactful in nothing. So focus on one thing and then start small and start gradually. If you don't have a prayer life, you will not become a prayerful person praying for 3 hours a day overnight. Stop it. Start with 5 minutes. Stop comparing yourself with your friend. Growth is gradual and procedural. You will not become Olushola overnight. For some of you, you want to improve your speaking. You will not become an amazing speaker overnight. It will start with little quantifiable steps. Things like learning a new word every day. Don't learn 5. Learn 1. Don't learn 5. Learn 1. Go on your Merriam-Webster dictionary and write it down. Write it down. Word of the day. This is a new word we learned. This is what the word means. Start small, guys. Don't start praying for 2 hours a day if you never prayed before. Start praying for 10 minutes. And after a week, graduate it to 12 minutes. And before you know it, 3 months in, you're praying for 30 minutes. And that's enough. Remember, you are in a competition with your past self and in a competition with nobody. And you might think your 5 minutes is small, but it is not small. Because nothing is small until it is compared. So work in your journey. Yes, it's giving atomic habits vibe. Yes, go get that book, by the way, if you don't have it yet. Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's an amazing book. Baby steps are what will get you there. And then the next thing I want to tell you is you need mirrors of possibilities constantly in your face. Constantly in your face. I'm going to encourage you, guys. I've got thousands of people who look up to me for mentorship. I've got thousands of people who ask me, how can you mentor me? What can you do for me? Let me tell you something. One of the best ways you can follow well is to actually follow hard. Some of you are trying to get too close to somebody when all the value they have given you from afar, you haven't consumed. This is very important. So you must also learn that. So you must always behold mirrors of possibilities. You can't do it alone. Look for people who are currently where you want to get to. Look for people who are currently doing what you want to do, and put them as a mirror for where you are headed, and imitate some of the steps that they have been able to put in place. This is very important. Follow hard. Follow hard. Every single post, comment, like. Sometimes it even makes, I remember I walked into a room sometime earlier in the year, and I was facilitating a training for a company, and I met a very young lady, an amazing lady, brilliant, amazing character. So people were introducing themselves, in the room and all, and then she introduced herself to me and said, "My name is Gloria Olufeko." And I said, Gloria, that name is familiar. And then immediately she said, "Yes, I'm always commenting on your posts and I'm always liking. You will not leave here today until you are my friend and we must exchange contact." And it was really amazing. And that was how myself and Gloria became good friends via that meeting. And she's invited me to speak on her platform once in a while. And it's been super amazing. Now, why am I telling you this? It's because one of the ways you would also improve yourself through your mirrors of possibilities is by showing from afar that you are student enough for you to also get noticed. Let me tell you something. I'm on almost 9 platforms, and I have teams that manage different handles that I'm on. But one thing I tell you for sure is that no matter how busy I am, I see some comments. No matter how busy I am, sometimes when I have the luxury of time, I go through some DMs. But one of the things that would help you get to the point where your DMs are noticed and your comments are noticed are actually consistency. Sometimes some of the people you look up to want to know that you are following. So do so. Show up. Sometimes put on post notification on some people's posts. They help create some consciousness on your inside. They help create some consciousness. When you do it also, it brings their pages to the forefront of your algorithm. This is very important. One of the things I'm going to tell you. And finally, I believe strongly that you need a community. You need a community. And one of the things I'm going to talk about as quickly as possible, because I have to be out of here in the next 2 minutes, is I want to introduce you guys to drum rolls, because it's really exciting and super important to me, guys. I have finally created, based on popular demand, an offline/online special mentorship group. Not the general one on Telegram. This one is actually an exclusive mentorship group. So calm down. Before you get super excited, I must tell you what it entails. It's more like an accountability structure. So imagine a structure where you are on a particular group with several career professionals and entrepreneurs and business owners. And on that group, we do weekly deep dives. We do Q&A sessions. People have problems and challenges in their businesses and they bring it up on the group. And a lot of people solve those problems one after another, bit by bit, and we dissect it. Imagine that same group giving weekly insights into market trends. Imagine that same group having monthly personalized sessions with me. I'm talking a group where I know every single person by name. And a group where we have hangouts every 6 months. I'm also talking about a group where I bring industry leaders, friends of mine, who come around to that group and talk about, some of the popular market trends and common issues in our day. This is what that group is going to be about. The group is what I've called the mushroom. Yes, the mushroom. The mushroom is my special personalized mentorship platform where I'm going to be working hand in hand with some entrepreneurs and career professionals. I'll teach you personal branding. I'll teach you wicked things. In 3 months, you move from where you once were, and move and catapult to other levels that you never saw coming. But it's a very important group where we all hold our hands and ensure profitability, we ensure productivity. But the only clause is this. There are 2 clauses. The very first clause is that it's a group that you enroll to be a part of. It's actually a paid group. However, not to worry. I have told my team by fight and by hook that I wanted to make the group as affordable as possible. And right now, as I'm talking to you, they're currently working on sending mails to every single person who signed up. You're going to get links in your mails tonight on how you can be a part of the Mushroom. The Mushroom goes live on January 6th. There are monthly subscriptions, there are quarterly subscriptions, and there are yearly subscriptions to be a part of the Mushroom. We go live on January 6th. It's a closed group. What happens on Mushroom stays on Mushroom. I'm going to give funding opportunities on Mushroom. For some entrepreneurs, I'm going to be, let me not let the cat out of the bag or whatever the issue is. We're going to be giving funding opportunities. I'm going to be bringing CEOs of some of the biggest companies, even in Nigeria, to come and have exclusive conversations with us and discussions and all. It's going to be like a very hardcore community where we deep dive. However, let me be very honest with you guys. My goal is that for the first quarter of this year, I do not want us to be more than 200 on that group. I don't want more than 200 people because I want to know every single person by name and literally follow up with everyone. We're going to have things like challenge of the day, task of the week. Sometimes I'm going to share new words. I'm going to be really up and personal and up and tight. I will share some content and some videos with people that I will not share generally to the public. Some very hardcore details. I'm going to bring in some of your faves to have monthly and bi-monthly sessions with us. It's very important. There's almost no challenge you will have that will not be surmounted on that platform. I can tell you this from a personal standpoint. Now, for some people who are telling me that they did not sign up, oh my God, what do we do? You know what you're going to do? Go to my page immediately and comment free webinar. And when you do that, automatically you will be sent a DM and you will get a sign-up link for the webinar. However, we are using that to get your mail so we can send you the link to join Mushroom. Students can benefit as long as you can afford it. Now, let me tell you something, guys. Last year, I created a free mentorship channel on Telegram. And to be honest with you, two things happened. A lot of people were not really attending some of the classes because it was free. And I found out that many times when you don't place a premium on something, people will not appreciate the value. And my team even said that they wanted to work with fewer people. They wanted just 100 or 50 people that they could work with. So they actually upped the price of the Mushroom. But I told them no, that we had to reduce it to ensure that as many people as possible will come on board. It's just a very closed group. And another thing also is that you're also going to have access to all my events for 2025. In 2025, we're going to be having many things. My masterclass for business owners, PFP, is going to be happening. And if you're a part of Mushroom, you'll be getting some discount to attend PFP. And you're also going to have your seats kept for you to attend it. The next thing also about it is that I'm going to be having a public speaking class this year. Members of Mushroom will get a front seat to my public speaking class. And it's also going to be discounted for them. So you being a member of Mushroom means that you are a part of my special mentorship community. It is paid. So when you part with the money, you will know it is valuable. That's number one. Number two is that because it is paid does not mean that you will remain a part if you are not active. Except you are ill. If we notice lack of activity, I, Olushola, will personally remove you from that group because I'm not after, quote and unquote, your money. I'm after your productivity, because at the middle of the year, we're going to have a convergence, all of us in Mushroom, physical convergence. I'm going to have a lot of people abroad joining us also, so they may not be able to join our physical convergence, but we'll see them on the screen. We're going to meet somewhere in Lagos. I might do a Mushroom tour in South. I'm not too sure yet. I might go to Abuja, but whatever it is, we're all going to meet and create value together. That's the goal. And at the end of the year, we're going to have our Mushroom convention where we track and check our lives. Yes, those abroad can join. In fact, most of the people that are joining the group, or many of the people I coached throughout the year 2024, are actually not in Nigeria. I'm not even joking. I have students in the UK, I have students in the US, I have coaches or CEOs of brands that I coach around and about the world. So my goal is not necessarily to gather too many people, but people that I will see and know personally and track their growth. Also with my community managers, and what we're doing now, this live webinar we're having, we're going to be having cooler stuff than that on that specialized Telegram group. It's a closed group, by the way, so you can't just come. So that said, this brings me to the end of this particular webinar. I really wish I had all the time in the world to take questions, but it's almost impossible to do so right now. But I'm going to call my team right away, and I want to ask them a simple question. So for those who are yet to sign up, my page is d_Olushola on Instagram. Morani KG, for those who have been unable to sign up and whose mails we do not have, how do we send the link for them to be part of Mushroom to them?
We have the link in bio. We have the link already.
Beautiful. So we're going to put the link.
I'm sending the landing page here.
Beautiful. Okay, can you send the link to me so I can possibly maybe type it? And you know what? I doubt I'm going to be able to type it. Okay, you know what? We're gonna put it in the link in my bio. THE_Olushola on Instagram. We have a yearly subscription, actually. Yes, so you can subscribe yearly and pay for that. So you know what, KG? Let them go and check the link in my Instagram bio. So kindly have Tone or someone put it up in my Instagram bio for both consult and the Olushola, and ensure that it's up as fast as possible immediately.
It's also in the comment section.
It's also in the comment section. Have you put it in the comment section?
Yes, sir. It's in the comment section. It's also in the comment section. Yes, I have.
I haven't seen it, KG.
I've put it multiple times. Yes,
the link.
Multiple times. Yes, the link, sir.
All right, I'm yet to see it. You know what? I don't want to delay people, but if they want to wait for it to see it, I'm going to play a song right now. Then they can join up from there. However, guys, it is my hope and my desire that the new year holds the best for you. And my prayer is that, God catapults every single one of us to the next level, and God helps us grow and improve our lives in the best possible way. It's been amazing being here, and I really hope this has been worth your time. And I hope that I did not in any way, shape, or form waste your time. I'm going to try to save this live and try and possibly add this to the description. But run to the link in my bio. You're going to see the link for Mushroom. I want to create value with so many people this year. Join us. With as low as $18, I'm told you can be a part of Mushroom. I'll advise you to actually subscribe for the year if you can, because the price might go up. I don't know. My team determines that, and not me. Thank you so much, guys. I love every single person, and thank you so much. And I do really appreciate your time, and I hope it's been worth your time. My goal is just to ensure that you make your next year as valuable as can be. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you. Before we go, let's give them one bedu. Which bedu can we give everybody? Give me a second. Let's go. 1, 2, 3. Hey God. I'm not so great with secular songs, but let me look for one song. Hey God. What's that? Aga de Leogu. What's that song? Maka well, something de Leogu. Someone should give me that song now. Oh, I found it. Yeah. I go out there, yeah. I'm not coming down with you because I pull up in the motor. The link has now been pinned, so you can log into Mushroom and do what you need to do. Join the community, make your payments, do all of that. And on the 6th of January, we're going to be live. Every single person who subscribes will be added to a personalized group, and the rules will be laid down. And we know that we're good. Thank you so much, everyone. I love you guys so much. I wish I could see every single person to hug them by myself. Love you all. Hey, come and say hello to them. Come.
Oh, I'm the highway.
Come on, dance.
Should be on the highway.
Come now.
What up, and look on the wine.
Come now. Come and dance. I'm not waiting for you. I'm trying to beg my wife to dance. Wait for me.
Thief here. On your front,
come now.
Hey! It's in the street, no complete. This is the kick on 100. I need to know the man in car complete. You know the highway.
No.
You like the highway.
He's running away.
The highway. Shalom the highway. Oh, I'm the highway. Should be on the
Come and dance.
Yeah, the trouble, what up, and the band, the wiley.
Have a great night, guys.